liberals.
Yeah, damn Obama.
Fucking commies.
I mean, we should have a strong connection here. Let me see. It's probably.
You're live. It says right there, top left.
Yeah, you're live.
It said you're live. I don't know if that.
Yep, titty sprinkles. Titty sprinkles.
So it's an age.
It's funny when you're like, well, anyway, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yeah, morning.
All right. Hey, what's up? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever part of the world that you guys are in. Welcome to another episode of Northwest Cali Boys. We got Jake here and his buddy Rob, flown in from California. We're going to be talking about all different kinds of stuff, smoking some B&Ms here tonight, and having a good conversation. So,
yeah, man. Thanks for having us, man. Thank you.
Inviting us into your humble abode.
Tonight, I love this setup. I do. You got the Monte Collar?
It reminds me of the
Monte
sphincter.
Collar?
Calo.
Did you drive your drunk or what?
No, it reminds me of the sphincter. It really
It
does.
does.
It really does.
Yeah. So we back home, I converted my garage into like a hangout spot, and back in the day we called it the
Sphincter.
Yeah, the sphincter.
Yeah.
And it was the place to go, man. Like TV, video games, pool, shitty ass couches no one wants to sit on.
And a lawn chair that we duct taped a back scratcher to.
That's right.
Thing was awesome.
Right. Thing was badass.
Hillbilly ingenuity.
Yeah. Let me get this shared real quick to everyone to watch.
So Matt, how do you explain how you do this? Like, is it just going like straight to YouTube or?
Yeah. So I use the program here, and I got a stream key. It goes basically right into YouTube.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's pretty quite legit, I would say. Make sure my shit's on.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm gonna have a rough night tonight, dude.
You'll be alright.
2 chimichangas and 5 jalapeno poppers from a
Yeah,
gas
so
station.
this jackwagon,
Yeah.
we go to a hole-in-the-wall liquor store,
Okay.
and just to pick up the smokes, and he ends up picking up day-old chimichangas and
Oh yeah.
deep-fried jalapeno poppers that have been sitting there for like 2 days, and a guaranteed
God knows how
tapeworm.
long.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
extra
while you're at
fiber.
it, you
Extra
should have got
fiber.
the egg salad.
No, I ate that the other day.
Yeah.
I usually take week breaks between snacks.
Back here. Nice. All right. Doesn't seem too loud this time on my side. It's all right. It don't matter.
I can hear you pretty good actually.
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. So let's.
Smell delicious.
What?
Those black moms.
Oh, I told you.
Great. I love it. What is it? Is this the wine or is this OG original?
That is
the wine with it.
Wine, I
with
think.
it. Oh, yeah, these are good, man. It's been years since I've had one.
Same here since high school, I think.
Yeah. Not for me though. I don't know. I kind of cut it down on smoking a lot lately. So
Mine's an occasion thing.
I gotta bite it like I'm like I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or Clint Eastwood.
Well, I was just gonna say that, Clint Eastwood, yeah. Or Ron White.
My wife can't get mad at me for smoking, for smoking the stogies. Her father introduced me to it. It's a terrible impersonation, but whatever. Yeah. All right. So let me get some topics up here. Hey, let's start off with Green New Deal, man. Did you?
I heard it failed. And Ocasio doesn't want to admit it.
That's an understatement, man. That shit was a mobile abortion clinic going into the Senate. That shit got fucked right away, man. I mean, so I get Mitch McConnell. I guess he brought it up to you guys. You're aware of the Green New Deal, right?
No, fill me in.
Okay.
No, I'm oblivious.
So the Green New Deal. Once Alpha Charlie got into office, she basically proposed this new deal, this law, basically stating that we're going to try to cut down on ban airplanes, ban fucking
Cows.
combustion engines and vehicles, and ban cows for flatulence and
What kind of Looney Tunes
and
world?
that this shit would cost like $93 trillion over X amount of years to create the United States to be more green and eco-friendly.
Oh, what a joke.
Yeah.
So like, even the Democrats had thought it was a shit show. Nancy Pelosi was all against it, and anyway, so I went up to the Senate the other day. She called roll call, or or someone called roll call. I don't know who calls roll calls. The VP?
Probably.
No, VP's head of the House.
I have no idea.
Not head of the Senate.
Yeah.
Anyway, roll call was called, and the total amount of votes was 57 no's, 0 yeses, 43 present.
What a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it basically, yeah. She went off on a fucking tangent of, like Flint, Michigan, kids dying in fucking New Jersey, and
See, that's pissing
all
me
that
off.
all that other shit. And it's like,
I
okay,
mean, I
calm
do my
down.
part. I do my part. I eat cows. They poop methane in the air, so I'm doing my
Oh
part.
shit, we poop methane too.
Well,
Hey, do you ever watch Ted Nugent talk on
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
And he was like, and he basically said, like, I go out and I kill an animal, and I just kill one animal. When you fucking hippies go out and, like, want your soybeans and fucking whatever kind of vegetable, you have to find the area for it. You're killing all the trees in order to build the fucking farm for it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You're killing the rabbits that eat the shit. You're killing the birds that are coming in. You're killing all the bugs and shit like that. You kill more animals trying to eat your fucking tofu bullshit than I do going out killing a fucking buck and and eating it.
It's funny. I like Ted Nugent as a musician, as a person. His politics are kind of funky. He's very anti-marijuana.
Isn't he a child
What?
molester too? Isn't he like
Yeah.
married to his
I would
like?
have never guessed.
Yeah, he's anti-marijuana. What's that?
Isn't he like a child molester too? Isn't he
I have no idea.
like getting on his fucking cousin or some shit like that? 14.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You didn't know about that?
No.
See,
I'll take back my statement then.
I think the best thing to go about it is just get rid of all the superstores and everyone has to freaking hunt and fend for themselves.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah, right here. NRA's Ted Nugent has sex with adopted daughter, then wrote a song about it.
What the fuck?
I don't know if this is true, but let's find it because that's what I've heard. Jailbait problem. Admits sex addiction with young girls on YouTube here. I'm not going to fucking post that because I don't want to. Can we talk
No
about Ted
shit.
Nugent's prediction for predilection for teenage girls yet? Yeah.
When does this come to play?
Oh, I don't know.
Now
Yeah, a
check
couple of years now.
check this out. I just found this out. I didn't even know it was legal, but you can legally marry freaking like 13-year-old girls. It's ridiculous.
Where
Look, I kid you not. Look it up now. You can't.
state laws are different, but
Yeah.
I know you can, like in states like I think Arkansas, Mississippi.
Yeah,
shit like
it's
that.
crazy.
Really?
Like, as low as 10
Only
years old.
what's a parental approval.
Isn't that how this state is?
No.
With like 16 or 17 or something?
The age of consent in this state is 16.
Yeah.
But however, there's like other laws that like prohibit you from having like you can't even talk. Like okay, let's say someone is 18 and is dating a 16-year-old. Yeah, of course there could be. Okay, let's say 20 and 16 because there's that more than 2 age gap difference, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Technically, them having sex is legal. However, if they communicate like perversely, it's against the law.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's communicating indecency to a minor, some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. That's Washington.
Some guys got like there was like a sex ring somewhere like east of here, like 25 people got busted.
Oh shit.
Or yeah, it was that Dateline shit that they did. It wasn't Dateline, but it was Catch a Predator.
Chris Hansen.
We were
Yeah.
talking about
Love
that
Chris
today, too.
Hansen. He got in trouble.
I heard about that.
Yeah, he got in trouble.
What did he get in trouble for?
Writing fake checks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. The guy that bust chomos.
Yeah.
Or just writing fake checks.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a funny ass story about that. When I first got up here, right? I was basically within 6 months of like coming back from Afghanistan, and the unit that they attached me to, which I don't know why they did that, was going to Afghanistan. So obviously I couldn't go. I didn't have enough dwell time.
Yeah.
And so I was like put on the rear D, and so as an MP, I was like in charge of a couple of medics, and like it was basically thinned out for like in charge of rear D, and it's a different animal. Anyway, I had this brand new guy medic, right? Actually, both of my medics were brand new, and this guy from Vancouver down here in the south, and anyway, he comes up and he's an E2 private. Makes shit for money, probably like $700 every fucking paycheck,
Yeah.
And so, I'll talk to him, and he says that, he wants to buy a car, and the car he wants to buy is a used fucking like 2012, 2010 Mercedes Benz. And I'm like, dude, come on. Don't, this is the typical private bullshit, that you always hear about. I'm like, dude, don't fucking do it. I'm like, first of all, you're not going to be given like half your month's pay to a fucking car, because you're going to have to pay the insurance and shit on it. And so I'm like, if you're going to buy a car, give me a call, send me a text, whatever. I'll come down. We'll look at it together. I'm doing the NCO thing.
Yeah.
And but I'm like, dude, just think about it. You're going to fuck yourself in the long run if you do this. Okay, and then one of my peers, another fellow sergeant, he's like, hey, man, pull me aside. He's like, you can't tell privates how to spend their money. Yeah. And I'm like, look, man, I'm helping this guy out, all right? Don't give me that shit about, like, telling them what to do with their money. I'm not telling them what to do.
Tell him out.
Yeah, I'm fucking looking out for the guy. Yeah. And so weekend comes, and I told him to, like, over the weekend, think about, like, what kind of car, bring it in on Monday, and we'll look at it and shit like that, and look at the numbers. Make sure it's something that he can afford. Well, fuckhead goes out and buys a fucking G35 Infinity.
Well, brand new or used? Well,
used.
Of course.
Yeah, what's the interest?
I didn't get into details, man. I spoke to him in the parking lot because I was fucking pissed. So, like, I specifically told him, I'm like, you give me a fucking call, dude, and he didn't give me a call, so I dropped his ass in the parking lot for about half an hour. And
Let me guess, this dude was like 18 years old.
Yeah, he's like 18, 19, right? So another week or two, let's say about 2 weeks passes. And he doesn't even show up on Monday because he gets hooked up in Vancouver, gets arrested, put in jail.
What do you do?
Check fraud. He wrote a check for $22,000, I guess, like either like one check payment. And someone else's checks. No. Took like his old roommate's checks that before he got into the army, I guess he knew had his old friend or some shit like that. Took his check, wrote a check for $22,000 and fraudulently, and got arrested for felony check fraud, right? Yeah. And what do you think the $22,000 went towards?
The car?
Yes.
Yeah, the car.
The whole count.
Yeah, because he didn't fucking listen to me. Geez. And so I went back to that sergeant. And I'm like, don't tell him what to do with his money, huh? Well, it looks like he was trying to take someone else's fucking money. Mm-hmm. So like I put it in his face and said, like, this is why I got into his shit. Yeah. Because now he's got a felony charge. Mm-hmm. And so lo and behold, he gets fucking booted out. And the fucked up thing about this too, and I don't know why, but this post has been fucking infamous for it. And I've had this shit happen a few times with soldiers. Dude, in my tenure here, I've kicked out fucking at least 10 soldiers. Personally gone through the entire process probably 10 separate times to separate
soldiers. Was it because of the same reasons?
All different reasons.
Yeah.
It was all chapter, general discharge for misconduct. Yeah. And so, I don't know. So the guy was obviously detached from me. Yeah. And so, because we got some new privates in, Hall, that's when you guys came into the Army. And so I got him, and I got a couple other new guys, and so the medics were someone else, and so he was getting chaptered out, booted out, and shit like that. And so the fucked up thing about here in the system, at least I don't know if it's like it right now, but like the command gets an email saying like, here's the guy's orders. He also gets an email through his global, says here's your orders, we're getting out. You got to be out by this date, and so that makes giving you like 7, 10. Maybe 2 weeks to fucking clear. Correct. Well, and Private Joe Snuffy is not going to check his global every day.
Nope.
He was literally in, and he didn't get a paycheck and went to a sergeant and was like, I didn't get paid. Oh, yeah, because you got booted out a fucking week or two ago. Yeah, they didn't fucking let him know.
So he was just been chilling around?
Yeah.
He kept showing up to PT and formation and everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, he did it to himself, right? I mean...
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, there's like a correct due process of booting someone out. You know, they gotta get, you know, they gotta transition out and all that other shit. I've seen this happen to at least 5 different people since I've been.
So when I was getting out, it was a lot more strict.
Yeah, because they realized that shit was happening with like units across the entire installation. Yeah. So they got real strict about it. Mm. One guy, I shit you not, dude, he got kicked out for PT failure. Mm. Nothing big, and same thing happened with him. He didn't
PT failure.
Yeah, like if you fail a PT test twice in a row within 90 days, you can get booted out of the military. Mm-hmm. And or at least the army. And this dude was showing up, didn't get a paycheck, and then they looked into it, you know, and so like they mailed his mom the DD-214, bro, and so
they're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, if you don't sign it, they have to mail it to your next of kin or home of record.
Oh.
Yeah. If you don't go in and sign it and you got orders to get out, they have to send a DD-214 to someone. Mm. And so if you don't get it, then that, you know, whatever your home record, address of record, they send it to that. He mailed his 214 to his mom. And so he was in a battle trying to get get back in, technically, you know, get the orders rescinded so he can get paid, because he was showing up for like a month without getting paid till they finally found out that, you know, they booted him out and not told him. And I'm like, and this guy was a private E3, and like he was showing up to uniform, PT, and everything.
Was he MP or?
No, this guy was a mechanic, but he was in part of our MP unit. And I walked up to him, and I said, like, I'm like, you know, he called me sergeant. I'm like, you don't fucking call me. It's like, hey, I'm like, talk to me like I'm just like fucking someone on the street, because if I was you, I would just walk up to the sergeant major's office and demand what the fuck is going on, and be like, I wouldn't even be polite, because what the fuck can they do to you?
Yeah.
You have your 214, you're out. You know, I wouldn't even be showing up in uniform. I tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
I'd go up to the first sergeant, and I'd tell him how it is. If I'm booted out, you think I'm fucking showing up in uniform every day? You could kiss my red, white, and blue ass, man.
Yeah, man.
Because like I would be so fucking mad, bro.
Did he end up doing anything?
I don't know what happened to, like, at the end of it, like if he actually got back paid for him staying. I don't know.
I think it's kind of murky water though, because if they do it to themselves, especially stealing, you know, damn check.
Yeah, but you have to understand.
Yeah, but a PT failure is not is.
Oh, so this is just regarding the.
Yeah, for this one. Yeah, for the other one, yeah.
Because some people deserve sympathy and some don't. That's karma, I think. I mean,
one chick, I shit you not, man. So. And this is when I got here first. Literally within weeks prior to me getting here, I don't give a fuck about it. This is all public knowledge anyway. But she had got hooked up by the FBI and extradited to Wisconsin a week prior to me getting here. Right. So she was on murder trial up in Wisconsin for a couple months. Her so. She was from like the backwoods of Wisconsin, man. I'm fucking talking like trailer trash shit.
Yeah.
Man. Nice girl. She's got a good fucking attitude. She was pretty awesome, but like really one of those kind of women that are very submissive and subservient to her husband in an abusive relationship. Mm. So like her husband used to beat up on her and shit like that. And anyway, so what happened was she goes through basic and AIT. She gets out, and like she got leave in between of AIT or, you know, OSUT and coming into first duty station, which is here. And husband comes up to her, you know, while back in Wisconsin, and basically like takes her out to like the wooded area and asks her like, hey, you're an MP, like, does this look like a fucking crime scene? And buried his half brother's body that who he shot and killed like some time prior.
What?
Yeah.
But did she know this? Did she know this? Or?
Yeah, she helped bury the body. Yeah, she knew. That's why she got extradited, and that's why she was on trial for murder.
No sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, what happened was that he was an abusive guy. So what happened was while she was gone, his half brother had autism, or he was mentally handicapped basically, and so like he received state funds like an EBT card, and because the family was poor, living out of a trailer. I don't know where the fuck they lived, but somewhere out in the boonies of Wisconsin, and I guess he upset him, and then he pulled out a gun and shot him. And fucking put his body in the freezer.
I take it just
so
the EBT card.
So his body was left in the freezer. Mom was using his EBT card. Mom gets hooked up for fraud on the EBT card. Starts questioning the family, even the little kids around. And they said that Uncle Matt's sleeping in the freezer. So they stopped and then investigated that further to the point where they found the body buried out in the woods. Actually brought everyone in for a murder charge. Mom got fucking hooked up for it. Husband got hooked up for it, and wife, the soldier, got hooked up for it. So she ends up getting, I think, felony charge on her, felony conviction, but only sentenced to 2 years probation. Wow. So obviously she squealed on hubby, right? Had to have. Yeah. And finally comes back. We have to out-process her, kick her out. That's who I got that shotgun from, so I know it works. So,
are you serious?
Yeah, because like that shotgun had been laying in our unit's arms room for fucking months, and I kept asking like, "Whose is that?" Oh, it's so and so. I even forgot her name. It's so and so, and then she's out and fucking on trial, and I'm like, "Damn, what are you guys gonna do with it?" Well, I was like, "Well, we can't do anything with that without her permission." And so, obviously, when she got her felony charge, she can't be in possession of firearms. So, like, hey, I'll give you $200 for it, and fucking picked it up.
So, what, she got like an accessory to murder or something like that, or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And then she was one of them that like was around and didn't get a paycheck. Asked why.
Yeah.
You got booted out a week ago. They literally fucking escorted her to the bus stop and dropped her off. Yeah. Took her ID card and dropped her off at the bus stop.
Wow.
Do it to yourself.
Yeah.
We heard what just happened not too long ago, right? In Fort Benning, Georgia. Me and him were actually just talking about it on the way here. This new recruit had his leg amputated. Oh, yeah. And you heard about that in training? It's like a flesh-eating disease, or
so you got hepatitis or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's called. Yeah. You got that shit in a stick on that one. That kind of sucks.
The parents are going to sue.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's getting. It's not really. I don't know if it's really the Army's fault. Yeah, exactly. It was a flesh-eating disease. Nothing you really could do about it.
I don't know the stipulations of it. Obviously, it wasn't a prior condition to him getting in. Otherwise, he really would have caught it easily through all the blood work.
Well, he's getting disability for life now. I mean,
well, yeah, now he is. But he's not even out processed yet. He's still in, and he's not going to. He's going to be in until his
graduation
betters. No, until he's stable enough to do shit on his own. Then they'll discharge him medically. But they want to get the Army for the neglect that the leadership should have been looking out for him. And well, I mean, you guys could have an opinion on it, and I have my opinion on it too, because I believe that that he should have been taking care of himself and really rose his hand and said, "Hey, something's wrong."
That's how I think about it.
But however, really all the liability does come down on the unit, and it does come down onto the Army, unfortunately. I knew a guy. Who was it? I was talking to a guy. It was a former drill sergeant, and he said that while he was in, he got a guy, a new private, initial IT guy, and he had almost had a heart attack during basic. Goes in.
How old was he? 40?
No, the guy was probably 20. He was young,
That's
right?
crazy.
He had basically onset of having a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it once or twice in active duty too. But anyway, so goes in, and then they start looking up this guy's medical record, digging in deep. Finds out that this guy has prior conditions of heart failure, of heart troubles.
Yeah.
Recruiter swiped that shit under the table, under the rug, man.
But did the recruiter know? Or
Yeah,
was
the recruiter knew.
Hiding it.
He told him not to tell Max about it, and he specifically
down to the recruiter then.
Yeah, it came back to the recruiter, and he got hemmed up for it. He got court-martialed for it.
All right, what's your opinion on that?
On the heart attack guy or the guy who loses his
recruiter.
Recruiter? Yeah, fuck him and everyone that looks like him, man. Yeah, that guy was definitely a false.
Here's my opinion on it. The dude has a heart condition. He wants to serve. Maybe it was something he really wanted to do for his whole life. And, I mean, if that's something like... This is like the people that climb Mount Everest. They want to do it, but you can die doing it. It's just his own choice.
But look at it like this. You're 18 years old. You have no fucking idea on how the Army works. The recruiter says, you want to go in, fight for your country, and you're like, fuck yeah, I want to fight for my country. And he's like, okay, well, if you're that fucking motivated, don't tell him about this. You know, don't say this. And this record, you know, we're going to make it disappear. Sure. Well, I'm sure recruiter wasn't expecting him to fucking almost meet Jesus going into basic training, but he, you know, he did, and he got hooked up for it. Yeah.
So wait, so is the dude still in, or
no? You get anything of like any kind of congestive heart failure, man, you're out automatically. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I saw a guy have almost a heart attack during PT one time, sergeant, and so once he got in, they put him on dead man profile. He's like, no, we can't have you in at all.
Dead man profile? Elaborate on that.
Dead man profile means like you can't do dick. Like the fucking sun will hurt you.
By the way, since our last podcast that I called the T. Last podcast when I had called and talked to you guys. So I get back home on Monday and or Sunday, and I finally get to go to the MEPS on Monday. I'm getting sworn in finally.
Really? I was going to ask you about that.
I've been jumping through hoops, man, because they've seen that I took a butyrol. So once my knee got cleared, they've seen that I took a butyrol. No, this is fine. This is fine. This is all. It was for a chest cold.
Okay. I mean, what is butyrol?
It's like an inhaler. But it's because I had what's it called? Bronchitis or something, so I had to take it. So
for the steroid properties, right?
No, because they thought I had asthma.
Oh.
But it was for chest cold, so they're fucking dudes just jumping through it over and over and over.
Asthma is not a qualifying factor to get you out.
Yeah, but
you can't join with.
You can't join. So I had to go to the freaking doctors. I had to go through all these stupid breathing tests.
This shit's changed because, like, when I came in during the Bush administration, man, they were fucking.
They needed people.
They allowed you to have up to 2 felony convictions and still join the military.
Bullshit.
This was the time where you either go to jail or go to war.
Well, they stopped that. That's illegal now. You can't do that.
That's happened to my buddy.
Yeah, one guy. It happened. Someone got caught in the military like that just very recently. And they chaptered him out because it's illegal.
Oh, yeah, but dude, now, from what I've experienced, they've gotten really strict.
Yeah,
because everything.
Obama. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
Trump 2020.
Yeah.
I never knew that. That was all, court ordered.
Yeah, well, the federal government put a bosh on that shit, man. They said that you can't instill military service as a punishment anymore.
But it was a better option than the draft.
Yeah, probably 40 years ago. But then they start realizing that, like, oh, hey, we're getting fucking people that, touch up on little children or fucking or whatever. I don't think they put pedophiles in, but like delinquents.
I think they should.
It helped a lot of people. I'm sure it did. But it goes back to like a lot of gang members would go out, join the military on purpose, get out, and then fucking like train their own homeboys on the street.
I think there should be parameters on it. I think it should be okay depending on the charge. If it was a small charge, like a fight or something,
parking ticket, pay this $15 fine or fucking join the military. Yeah, no, I get you. Part of it I can agree with.
No, yeah, so I'm doing that.
What MOS?
Well, we've been talking about 6-day whiskey.
Oh, that's right.
I got that. I got airborne on my contract.
Okay, so let me tell you about airborne. Let me give you a heads up on that shit. Okay.
Here we go.
And just keep this in the back of your mind when you're in. You're gonna go to basic. You're gonna go to AIT at Fort Sam, and then they'll send you over to Benning. Yeah, they'll send you to binning afterwards. So like you won't be an initial entry troop when you get to airborne school. However, I urge you, get in front of the line when you get to the PT test. And so what they're going to do is day fucking one, they're going to PT test you. Okay? Push-ups. Well, I don't know now because I think it's... So it might be even new one.
No, that starts 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. That begins 2020. Unless...
Well, it's still... let's just go with, like, airborne school is still going to make you do 2, right? 2, and 2. So, be in front of the line. If you have to cut people, be a dick. Okay? Cut people. Get into the front of the line. You don't want to be fucking nice and be at the end because what they do is that... you don't want to get 41 at being at the end. So they have a certain amount of people.
I think we talked about 41. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so you'll so like regardless of age, rank, or and I don't know about gender, but age rank, you have to do the minimum standards for the 18 to 21 PT standards, regardless if you're 40 years old.
I know
right?
that.
So the maximum push-ups is 42. Well, if they already got their numbers because so many people would pass right in front of you, they'll 41 you. So, like, you'll be pushing up, they'll do 41, 41, 41, 41, 41, get up, time's up, 41 push-ups, you failed. And then you go to your unit and you don't get your wings because they've already filled their numbers up. That's what I'm saying. When you get there, get in front of the...
Also jumping over people.
Yeah. But however, also to keep in mind, you don't have precedence by any means. Officers will take precedence and senior enlisted will take precedence of getting into the school. And those stationed at Bragg will get precedence. So unless you get the guaranteed way to get airborne school, go to Fort Bragg. I tried getting airborne school when I re-enlisted, and get this, the fucking guy was like, "I can't get you airborne school," and I'm like, "What the fuck? Why can't you give me airborne school?" He's like, "I can get you Fort Bragg, and then you can get airborne out of that." And I'm like, "No fucking way am I going to Fort Bragg."
Why?
Oh, dude, it's a fucking shit.
My buddies Vietnam, man. Like, I don't know. It depends. Like, I got good friends that were stationed at Bragg, and one guy's like, whole airborne, and for many years, and he'd been there twice, and he loves it. It takes a special person, but not.
But what is it? It has to be...
It's the atmosphere.
It's the command climate, it's the atmosphere, it's
like
the local area.
Like
okay, you ever seen fucking Gangs in New York? Not Gangs in New York, American Gangster?
Yes.
What was it, Frank Lucas?
Yep.
It was Fort Bragg that he was bringing in his heroin.
Oh.
Yeah. Fayetteville is a fucking shithole. Yeah.
Like
Racist. Fucking, it's so bad that the MPs have to do dual work on, join work on that fucking street that goes out.
Every installation has a ghetto.
It has a shithole right next to it.
Right next to it.
Every one of them.
Here it's Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every one.
Where we were at today, Lakewood. That was the ghetto.
Yeah. Well, I'm familiar.
It's not that the ghetto one here is not that bad. Lakewood is not bad in comparison to like other places I've been. Kansas has bad one.
I don't know for training. I'm going to Texas. So.
Yeah. Fort Sam, dude, you'd be a fucking San Antonio. You would in life.
Oh, yeah, here's Target.
Which I'm kind of upset about because from what I'm looking at, from my recruiter told me, I'll be going in 2 months, which is going to land me in the heat of freaking summer, which that sucks or whatever, right? Texas.
He's not doing those things. He's just going to be doing AITs. It's going to be schoolhouse.
Yeah, but he might be coming in when they're starting to implement drill sergeants back in the AIT.
That's right. They started that now.
Yeah.
Hey, so wait, where's Fort Sill?
Oklahoma. Shithole, Oklahoma.
So from what I'm tracking, I go to
that's where our artillery also is. Yeah.
I go to BCT in Texas, and then I go to Fort Sill after. That's what I was told. That's what I was told.
No, other way around.
You'll go to Fort Sill first, and then you go to Texas.
Oh, so it's the opposite.
Yeah. Fort Sill.
What
do they call it? What do they call it with the basic trainings?
Well, it's a basic training post. I mean, it's a... Trade-off.
Trade-off. So it's a straight up installation. Because, I think Fort Still's straight up. Fort Benning.
They still have it? I don't think they do. 10-week journey. Army squad tests new basic training at Fort Sill. Army Times. Holy shit! Yeah, that's new.
Straight up.
Yeah, but it was an AIT, but it wasn't a basic training post. Jackson is the biggest.
Jackson's straight up.
Well, yeah. A lot of posts.
I thought that's where he would go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says Army squad test new basic.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, so that sucks.
Why
Is that tornado country?
It is. I mean, Oklahoma's nice. I mean, I've been out there quite a few times, but like the shit town outside of that's like the fucking meth capital of the United States. Every fucking shit town's the meth capital of the United States.
That's true. What's ours here? Redmond? Kent?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
What is here? There's a big meth place.
Everywhere?
Yeah.
If you see white people, that's where you'll find it.
Yeah.
What was it? Cot. Have you ever heard of cot?
No.
It's like this fucking African drug that they fucking do
What?
out here. Cot.
There's a new one each year. I'm losing track.
It's a plant. It's like a plant and they fucking...
Where they eat faces?
Yeah.
Well, no,
Crocodiles.
why don't we all smoke Tide Pods?
Yeah.
I smoked a Tide.
That's what you're going to basic training with, too.
And snort Ajax.
Yeah, this plant, it's like a big African thing. It's like they have a large population.
It looks like a loot. I mean, not a loot, what's that shit?
Beetle nut.
Beetle nut, there you go.
You chew on it and it gets you all fucked up. Yeah.
God, this is big in Middle East.
Is it?
Yeah. I was talking to a guy from Jordan at school. He was saying people they chew on this leaf
Yeah.
and they get really fucking high.
That's crazy.
I think it's an opioid, ain't it?
No, it can't be.
No.
The only thing that's an opioid will actually come from opium.
Yeah.
No, it's not an opioid.
I don't know. I'm not druggy.
Yeah. The Afghans used to fucking have like this little chew or whatever. It was all powdered up.
That was what the heck is it called? Hash oil or hashish or something like that?
Hashish is it's marijuana. It's the way that it's processed is different.
Yeah.
Something about baking or something like that. But like the guys would like fucking take it and they'd be up for like days and shit. And they try to offer it to me and I'm like, no. I'm like, you want my Copenhagen? Try that, son.
That lippin'.
America.
Hold on, let me go.
Louis, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Can I?
Oh yeah. Let me get a glass.
Here we go. Give us some magic juice to turn our chest.
Do I want any? Wow.
It's one. Come on, man. When am I ever going to hear it again?
Alright, fine.
America. Trump 2020. Very good stuff. Sensitive. Liberals. What's going on, baby? Gosh, what's wrong with this thing, man? That's weird. So, I'm gonna make an announcement real quick.
Yep.
Everybody is. My Instagram is Mustang, Mr. Stang 5.0. This guy's trying to become a model. So go ahead and
Shut up. Yeah, save some for the rest of us.
Look at this. It's actually pretty good.
They distilled it 3 times, bro.
Yeah. Great Goose is still
So, me and Jacob are watching Ron White.
Dude. Epic. New one.
It was a newer one. Yeah, it was. So,
Yeah.
that's mine. What do you do?
I didn't get a chance to swing.
That's mine.
Man. I think I have a little bit of her.
Ronaway made a good point pertaining to the wall. I think we should build a net around Canada.
A net around Canada?
Yes. For the geese.
I like this other idea about. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's the net around the geese, man. You made a good point. Have you ever seen a dead goose ran over by a car?
Actually, I just saw a dead goose not too long ago. Yesterday.
A Canadian goose.
Yeah, Canadian goose.
They're daring though. They freaking cross the street and they give you the beady eye look and they have the 50 homies behind them. No, they
don't taste good either.
Yeah, they have a grainy
I like his other idea of what do you say?
We still talk about Ronaway?
Yeah. He said we should sell off Florida, parts of Florida to Israel, get a whole shitload of money for it because they're all Jews over there anyway. And then take that money and then invest it into invest it into invest it into Mexico.
Yeah.
And then loan them the money to rebuild and shit like that, knowing that they can't fucking repay back the loan. So then take it over and then just take over all the countries going south. That way that border wall just gets a little bit tinier every fucking time you go down south.
Have you heard what Mexico's doing? They're actually stealing the wall. They're stealing the wall. So all the barbed wire, the new brick and stuff they're trying to put up, all the Mexican guys are taking the barbed wire, the brick and putting it around the house because it's in this area.
Did you just assume they're ginger?
We're not doing no politically crap, right?
That Ron White, man, he's pretty funny.
A lot of his old shit. I haven't really watched much of his new stuff.
He's great.
Yeah.
That dude was funny.
Have you ever
zero shit?
He does. He drinks every fucking day, smokes dope every day.
Bro.
One of his best friends is fucking Dr. Phil, dude. For some of the people that you wouldn't even expect.
Yeah. Rob was like, watch him. He's drunk.
He was playing. And he's talking about
stirring.
And he was talking about goose, pussy, lip tacos.
The finest in Hollywood.
Yeah. Apparently they're really good.
I'd try it.
I would too.
Oh man.
How many times has that been? That man has been married.
3, I think.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. It's quite a few times. Like I said, that dude drinks fucking every day.
I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
I love
times.
it.
DUI checkpoint thing.
I'm just curious. Could you see his political party on here?
I don't think he really has much of one.
I have an idea.
From what I understand, I watched them on Joe Rogan. Again, I've mentioned Joe Rogan all the time now because I watch a lot of his shit. So, but he specifically had stated that as an independent candidate, he really stays neutral. And he acknowledges that most of his fan base are conservative, but he really tries to keep it neutral and calm to please both sides of the
because everyone's so sensitive nowadays.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And they brought up a good point, man. People get more pissed off about Trump jokes nowadays than when Bush jokes back when Bush was president. You notice that?
Yeah, it's true. Like SNL. I watched the old SNL stuff with George Bush and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shit was funny. It was hilarious.
And
they're not finding weapons of mass destruction. It's just some stupid shit like that.
We see the shirt with the Trump Superman.
But you know what? And they were asking why do you think that is? Maybe people are more sensitive nowadays. And I'm like, I don't think so. We saw President Bush fucking try to walk through a locked fucking door. He had a shoe thrown at him by an Iraqi. You know what I mean? Man said most of our imports come from other countries. You know?
He's part of the globalist elite.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But have you seen him recently, man? I think the guy that his image is probably pretty positive now. I think all the former presidents besides Clinton.
They ties with the Obamas.
But when someone brought up a good point.
Who? Bush?
No way.
Someone brought up a good point about why maybe the reasoning behind that is because George Bush was really fucking burnt out. And it wasn't until they broke it down where it started to make sense to me. The man was governor for 2 terms in Texas, stopped that, and then went to become president. The man was in charge of a lot, and then right at the end of his presidency, he was basically senioritis. He was fuck it, The man was overworked.
Well, have you seen the freaking presidents from when they start to when they get out?
Yeah.
They
a lot of stress.
Look Clinton.
Did you ever see the Sammy Hagar and fucking Clinton difference comparison? They put a picture of Sammy Hagar and then they put a picture of Clinton. They're both born in 45 or whatever. And it said, Clinton just looks like shit, man. And so, they're the same age. And so one of them says, one of them was a rock star, did drugs, alcohol, and fucks women on a daily occurrence, and the other one's married to Hillary. Let's see what happened. Let's see if I can find it.
All the Bernie hopefuls. He might croak a second.
Yeah, right here.
Dude, look at him.
That's horrible.
Sammy Hagar said, Bill Clinton 71. This is 40 plus years.
Alcohol, drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
Bill lives with Hillary.
Dude, look at him. He looks like a naked moron almost.
Yeah.
That dude is dying. He's a globalist too.
Sammy Hagar?
No.
Did you ever see that Ariana Grande, whatever the fuck her name is?
That's the singer, right? Or the movie star?
Yeah, the singer. And there was some kind of African American, I don't know if it was I don't think convention is the right word for it, but it was gathering. Yeah, but so they had singers and preachers come up and shit like that. And so when this one bigger woman was up there, Clinton was just like this, and then when Ariana Grande was up there singing, he was and he caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That dude is a fucking perv, bro. But that's always been the joke, dude. You remember Old Family Guy when that shit first came out, and it's fucking and he tried to fuck Lois and shit like that, and then in later episodes, he tries to fuck Meg. He was like that fucking spin the bottle shit with the teenagers. And he's it's the guy dressed up like Clinton. That's right, dressed up like Clinton. Some shit like that. Yeah. God bless his soul.
Fuck no. That dude. Favorite guy from Family Guy has to be the old man.
Oh, Herbert?
Oh yeah, he's great.
Herbert.
Do you know that? I don't know if you guys watch or are you into football at all, NFL?
Yes and no. I'm not religious about it.
Do you know that the when Family Guy first aired was the same day that John Elway played his last game? 1999, January 31st.
No shit. Wow.
That's how long this show's been around.
Still doesn't beat The Simpsons.
No, it still doesn't beat South Park either.
Yeah. South Park's still running. South Park's away.
Simpsons got 10 years on South Park. Well, no, they got 8 years.
But
Simpsons came out in 89, and then 97.
What year did The Simpsons come out?
89.
89?
I think the writer
came out in
97.
96.
The writer has cancer now.
Who?
I think the writer of Simpsons has cancer.
Matt Groening?
I'm almost positive. There's talk about
Are you HIV positive? Age jokes.
So what's your take on the whole South Park thing from last season? The whole hashtag Count South Park. What is your?
I didn't get to finish that season yet. And my personal opinion is
Are they trying to cancel
What the fuck's at the end?
They've been trying from what I've read. Cause I'm a big South Park fan. I love reading everything about South Park. I love Matt Stone and fucking Trey Parker. And I really just get that impression that like they've gotten to the mode of shitting out an episode literally within 5 days. It doesn't take them long. They got it all ready within less than a week. And there's only been 1 or 2 times where they missed the deadline because they literally submit the episode hours before it's supposed to air, and there's only been like 1 or 2 times that they've missed it.
No way, really?
Yeah, that's
So like after the episode airs on Wednesday, then the next day they start working on the next one, and it takes them like 5 days from beginning to end to do the entire animation, create the script, everything. 5 days, and you got it all complete, and then within hours of the show supposed to air, they submit the tape to Comedy Central, and then they air it.
Well, I know Simpsons takes a couple weeks just to make one episode. The voice of what's the sister? Lisa was on this radio show called The Woody Show. She went on there talking about it. She's like, oh yeah, we go on. It takes a couple weeks to make an episode.
Well, I would imagine they always have those voice actors. Because in South Park, it's just
it's just 3 people, dude. It's like 3 or 4 people. The only ones that don't do the voices are that Trey Parker and Matt Stone don't do is the females. Yeah. That's it, and it's one female that does all the female voices.
They have actual actors who are also.
Trey Parker does the voice of Kyle and Cartman. Matt Stone does the voice of Stan and Kenny. And then Stan Marsh is Trey Parker, and and all the other characters on there, they're all Trey Parker and Matt Stone, all of them.
I know, because Family Guy actually has legit actors like Mila Kunis.
They bring in guest stars. The show. But Family Guy, they film get their they get their shit ready within months in advance. So like, because I've noticed this, like new episode will come out and they're talking about shit that came out 6 months ago, And South Park is different, but this should have been quick. Anyway. But to go off of what you were asking, I think they've gotten into that mode where like they just kind of want to be offensive. They've always been the type of people to push the fucking limits. Always. Yeah. Speaking of which, that episode 200, 201, and the Adventure Friends, I believe is what it's called. Those are the only 3 episodes you can't find online, nor would they sell them back to you. They won't sell it to the public.
Have you seen them?
Yeah. The Super Adventure Friends? Yeah, dude, that shit was funny. You have you got Muhammad, you got Shiva, you have Joseph Smith, you have Jesus, Buddha. And it's like these 5 religious figures, man, and and it's supposed to be like a spoof on the Justice League. You ever seen that one?
Was that bad?
No, but it had Muhammad on there, and so when they created that episode, the 2 episodes, which I still have, I have those 2 episodes upstairs. 200 and 201, when that Paris incident where the artist got shot up and shit, or the building got shot up and shit, and so censorship really started coming down. And what does South Park do? They make a fucking episode, 2 episodes, making fun of that shit. And it's like this debacle of like they actually kidnapped Muhammad and they kept him in a truck, and then they were going to reveal him so it could start this entire shitstorm controversy against all the celebrities that they made fun of, Tom Cruise, Barbara Streisand, or Mecca Streisand, and shit like that. They all came back and they were going to use the Muhammad card to stop force South Park to stop making fun of people, and it didn't work. And then Cartman finds out that Scott Tenorman's dad was his real father because he was on the 1997 Denver Broncos. Or the 1987 Denver Broncos.
Yeah, that's
right.
I know. Anyway.
So going back to hashtag cancel South Park. They trying to cancel.
No, I think it was just a spoof. I think they, like I said, anyway, I keep getting sidetracked off of it. I think they've gotten into the mode of like creating and stuff, and like they're getting real tired, and they've always wanted to push the limits, and so they really wanted to push it to see if they get canceled. which there's like they can say the N-word, and they can say the N-word, bro. Trey Parker can have an entire episode about the N-guy. I'm not going to say it on here because
Nigeria?
No, no, hard R, not soft A, hard R. But like, it's Trey Parker, saying that, the N-word for an entire fucking 24 minutes, and they still don't get fucking canceled. He left because he was a Scientologist, and so like the religion was really putting a lot of pressure on him. Which Isaac Hayes, I don't think he was really devout to Scientology. But but you see, like, since it's a fucking cult, like, they put pressure on him to stop, and so.
Isn't it getting bigger? The Scientology?
No, I don't think so.
I don't even know.
She showed me a show. I stopped to watch it. About this lady who was a
King of Queens. You ever seen King of Queens?
Yeah, I gotta watch it, dude.
Wait, so what is the base of Scientology?
So this guy named L. Ron Hubbard, he wrote science fiction. He liked to touch up on little boys' balls, and he liked to have control and power. So he created a cult called Scientology. I don't give a fuck who's watching, man. This shit's a cult, bro. This shit, because like they've confirmed that they've had like fucking background sex rings, and so like he had this fucking ship, big ass ship that like. The initial recruits to the Scientology, they'd have to do their service on this fucking ship, and the shit is entirely like, I'm telling you, dude, like it's fucking dirty. Like once you're in, man, it's like blood in, blood out. They got fucking people that follow you. The shit. I mean, like they got smart and they started recruiting these not religious figures, but stars. Famous people, because Tom Cruise, John Travolta, Isaac Hayes.
I know John Travolta too.
Yeah, John Travolta. Yeah.
But what's the belief though?
The belief is that so many years ago, out in outer space, this alien life forms had taken over these other aliens, put them in prison, and so. When they were flying over into space, they found Earth, and then they decided that Earth was going to be their prison. So they released these alien spirits onto Earth, and that the alien spirits had inhabited the bodies of early human beings. And so we are the generations of these prisoners from outer space. And yeah, that's it.
So basically, John Travolta, Tom Cruise, and all the actors are all from Africa.
No, but here's what they do is that they recruit these figures, and they use them as tools to recruit. So what they do is that they like, oh hey, Tom Cruise is the fucking golden boy, right? We give him everything he wants. We're going to see what they're doing is that they're putting a shroud above in front of their face and say, hey, Scientology is shit because hey, we're going to bring fucking bitches from all over the world to fucking slob on your knob and fucking give you all this and we're going to treat you like a goddamn king. And then meanwhile the other people are getting brainwashed and they're like, like you have to do this and that, and then they believe that, the spirit of L. Ron Hubbard passed down to another person eventually because that's what we all are. We're just reincarnations of those spirits that they, that's what they claim. And, watch the episode of South Park, bro. It literally will explain the entire thing of Scientology. Like, you have to, like, go in and you have to, like, hold on to these probes and, like, you have to get your fucking spirit meter read or some shit like that. Yeah. And so, like, if you get, like, above, like, a certain limit, like, they believe that, like, you can fucking contact L. Ron Hubbard or the fucking spirit of or whatever. His son, L. Ron Hubbard's son, runs the.
Yeah, we talked about earlier.
It's a device to get like an electromagnetic pulse to over amplify it, and just like, oh, he's contacting me. I would like Chick-fil-A right now.
But Leah Remini, you know who this is? You ever seen her?
No, but
you ever seen Old School?
The movie
Old School?
Yeah, I think.
That's fine. We're just talking about this.
Yeah, seen it.
Okay, she was one of the wives in that one. She hasn't been in like. Anyway, I don't know. Is this a generation gap? Like no one knows King and Queens?
I never watched it. I know what the show is.
Maybe if I Google different pics of her, you might have an understanding who the hell I'm talking about.
What was that?
No. Any Bueller? Is it getting cold in here? Should I close the door? Okay. Yeah. So I got these 2 doors closed. Once you go through the second door, the bathroom's on the left, immediately to the left. Should we wait?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay. But yeah, man, like everything about South Park, bro, I fuck because like those are the kind of people I can fucking relate to, and
they're very neutral.
They are
and truthful.
They are. They don't give a fuck, bro. They will roast everyone, anyone. They don't give a shit. Even though they claim to be Republican from my like, was that fake?
No, they did say that, but. Truly, they're independent, man. They're very
either way.
They don't give a shit about politics. They don't give a shit about. They just speak about what's actually happening. What they see through their own eyes.
Yeah, but yeah, they talk. I mean, especially with the Mormon thing. That shit. Dumb. You know, like, oh my god.
I don't care either. I mean, fucking They're tech shit. They talk shit, man, and I love it.
They like showed up to like a premiere or some kind of like Grammys or some shit like that back in the day, wearing dresses and high on LSD or acid.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
It was back in like 98, 99 or something.
Then they both went to college in Colorado, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think Matt Stone was born in Texas and then moved to Colorado, and then Trey Parker. Dude, like, I know so much about all of them, dude. Like, I even know the net worth. Like, it's fucking... Like, I love South Park, like, legitimately.
No shit.
I just didn't get to finish the last season. I really need to finish it, because I guess there's a good Jeff Bezos episode.
Yeah, that's the one, man. Where he has, like, a fucking giant cranium. Yeah, dude, it was good. If you finish it, it's pretty good. Before they take it down.
I forget what the last season was all about. It's been a while. I'll rewatch them. I've seen them all like so many damn times, dude.
Well, it was about active shooters. Oh god, a complete norm.
Every fucking day there's a school shooting at South Park,
and everyone's all normal. Yeah, and then there's always a vigil for someone that died. That was a big thing. They did brought up a good point. I think it had to do with technology and how we've become so dependent on Amazon and
with the box, the iBox, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, I feel like that's a symbol of what's actually happening in society. I feel like it's a symbol that's what's happening.
Well, same with the school shooting thing. I mean, it was all symbolism of, you know, whenever there's a school shooting, people don't really make a.
Hall's messaging.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think he's not messaging. Oh, we did have 2 views at some point. But anyway, yeah, fucking.
Should I put him on live? The camera? He's calling.
Sure.
Yeah. Look. It's a buddy of yours.
Only a little. You get a little.
Oh!
Is that good?
What's up, bro? Man, we're doing a podcast. Yeah, man.
Merry Christmas.
Look at this dummy.
Hey, when are you going to be on CNN or Fox News? Neglecting shit. Yeah, don't worry, you'll be exonerated of whatever you do. You'll be alright. Good, dude. How about you? How's Philly treating you? Oh, yeah? Is that what they do in Philly? You get to drive and fucking FaceTime like Hey, give us a live PD shit right now.
Yeah, what's going on?
I know there's some tweakers out there right now. There gotta be. Yeah.
Are you on a dope patrol or are you single? Hell yeah, man.
Well, it's a good thing you guys ain't Chicago, PT. I'll blame you for Jussie Smollett, dude. Yep, same place, man. Well, I got my application at the University of Washington right now, so I'll find out if I get in next month. Get my associates. I finished with my associates now.
The McDonald's is picking up.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Hey, are they walking or working?
Hey, tell them they're live.
Hey, you're live.
Wait, is this?
He's a cop. Yeah, he's a cop.
Yeah.
Throw the needles in the trash can. Hey, if there's going to be any kind of accident, you better take it off video. I don't want
Man, you got some balls, bro.
Cap the needles. Why the fuck is Hall looking like Shaq, dude? What's that shit on the side of your face?
I think we're on mute.
They give no shaving profiles in the police department?
Damn, bro, it's so good to hear from you, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, man.
They just don't see you. I don't know. They might hear you. I don't know. Huh? Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
Well, or CNN.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll edit out the bad shit. I don't know. Let me see here. There's not much, man. I think we've had fucking just 2.
We didn't have enough naked girls on yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell no.
That's fake news, bro. Yeah.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, you renting it out?
Are you renting it out?
No, he's probably using it as a fucking trap house. Yeah, you fucking.
I don't fucking know, dude. Maybe it's a vacay home.
It's a fucking vacation spot.
Man, I'm proud of you, brother. That's my brother Robert. So, man, I went to basic with him.
No shit.
Yeah.
This is who I was talking about. He was one of my soldiers. One of my. Well, I was his first. I was a sergeant back then.
It's a small fucking world, man. Yeah, it is, dude.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, what did you end up getting? You never sent me the fucking letter, dude, for me to sign. Like I was supposed to make up some fucking shit about you. And like, see the red and blue.
Damn.
Where's this at?
Philly.
Oh, shit.
Nice, dude. That shit helps. Yeah. Keep going at it, man. Because you get that hundo. You get that hundo, dude. You get like access to installation. You can get space safe flights now.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
Yep, tax free.
Yep. Just go down to the VA and bring your knee pads. You should be all right. Who's getting waxed? What?
Getting waxed? What the fuck is this? A Robert Kraft bikini fucking wax? One too many visits to the evidence locker.
You too, brother. Miss you, man.
Love you,
bro.
All right, take care, bud.
Take
it easy. Fucking hall, man.
That's
awesome.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a leak.
You found
that was awesome.
Native American cigarette stores, huh?
That was just like fucking the janky one down my street.
Oh God,
$3 a pack.
Yeah, man, I can't wait, dude. I'm excited.
That's right, 68 whiskey. Yeah, hey, keep your certification. I think once you get in the civilian world, I think come out as a CNA with that shit. Or
well, I mean, I already have my Cal, the Nat Reg. So I do EMT on the weekends.
Okay.
But I'm still going to do the class again because you have to renew it pretty soon. But it was either between 68 whiskey and 31 Bravo. And I'm doing reserves. So I'll be in Dublin. I'll be in my station.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Double.
Is that 707 area?
511. Yeah, but I just couldn't make my mind up. Like,
that's close.
I already have my Nat Reg for my EMT card. So I figured I might as well stay with the same general area.
You should have gotten with like a.
Keep in mind, I haven't signed yet.
Okay, so look into like the 68 series. There's like X-ray techs. There's like all different kind of fucking subcategories in the 68 series.
So here's what I've this is what I've learned though.
Huh?
I'm 68.
No,
68 series as in MOS.
Here's what I found out. 68 whiskey in particular. As far as schools go, it's a lot more versatile than some of the other ones. There's a lot. You have more. What's the word? More opportunities. Not saying there's a lot.
You get more. It depends on what your aim is. Like if you got into the other 68 series, you'd probably be like more clinical in a hospital.
Exactly.
And then if as a 68 whiskey, you're more flexible in and out of like a clinic or on a line unit.
Yeah. Well, I know that I think I'll be attached to an artillery unit.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to.
Well, your reserves. It's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
You can kind of show up, you can not show up, you can show up, or no, I think the reserves is like a different animal than
Sure.
The National Guard. I was attached to a National Guard unit in Afghanistan. And I used to wear them.
They actually get deployed a lot more than I thought.
I met their state's congressman once.
They flew out?
Yeah, they came out.
That's kind of nice. Wow.
You won't see that point?
Fuck no, you won't, bro. You won't even go down to the border, dog. But that's a good thing that you're reserves because you're not under state funds.
That's why I don't want to be a part of California's BS. That's the only reason. Yeah, go ahead. Community pet.
Community service?
Yeah, the fucking $3 a pack. $10? $10 for that?
I think.
I don't know.
Wait, how much did I spend?
I don't know.
Did you go through the drive-thru?
In California,
I should have taken him there.
In California, I didn't pay attention. In California, these go for $10 a pack now.
If you go on the reses out here, dude, they're tax-free.
They're tax-free and they're cheap. Yeah.
They're like $5.
Swally Market. Swally Market, right? That's the one I gotta go to.
I don't want to waste gas. You know.
Remind me to fill up on the way there.
There's a few out res.
So don't ask why I'm asking this.
I probably need to edit that out from the show.
Oh, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're from NorCal.
Would you?
Wait, say that again?
Would you cook food with dog hair on your stove?
No.
Okay, sure.
You cook with dog hair on your fucking stove?
Why do you assume it's me?
Because there's always, every story has some fucking truth.
Okay.
Dogs, and I saw that shit on Instagram.
All right, Matt.
Chasing around your dogs.
Okay. All right. So, look. I didn't clean dramatically.
Wouldn't that shit stink?
What do you mean?
Like you burning fucking dog hair. Wouldn't it fucking stink?
No. Now, okay. How about you tell the story from when you first landed till today?
Okay,
so there's a fucking story every time, Matt. I swear to God.
So first of all, I've picked him up from the airport for at least 5 times when I came to California. The one time I come out here, he's half an hour late. I meet some random Vietnamese girl.
I was working on your thing.
Say what?
I was working on this thing.
I met some random anime girl, got her number. He picked me up. He's like, "Oh, Rob, I got this awesome." He made it sound like super cush, like bed set for you. You're gonna be all set. I get into his house. It's probably 40 degrees in the house. It felt like. The bed had crap load of hair in it. It was a bed sheet. 2 pancake pillows were like this thick. Not being sarcastic. Freezed my ass off part of the night. And mind you, this guy probably, he goes into his room. He shuts the doors with 3 dogs in there. So he has 3 dogs to keep him warm. And super thick blankets and leaves me out in the cold to fucking starve or die of exposure. Probably has a heater in his room somewhere. So the next morning, I wake up this morning. Shit. When I came back, he's like, "Rob, I'm gonna cook breakfast for you. We're gonna cleans." So I walk downstairs. Hey, Rob, the eggs are in the fridge. Help yourself. So I was like, whatever. So I got his scratched up, decrepit boy. He probably got for free at himself. And I look at the stove. There's toast ramen noodles on it. There's some dog hair on it.
That's not true.
I should have took a picture, man.
It wasn't that bad, dude.
So
There was like one little dog hair.
No, pile of dog hair. Probably caught the house on fire.
Make sure you fucking leave a complaint review on here. This man opens up your house and you got fucking balls to bitch about it.
So I turned it on.
Dude, shit's not fucking 80 degrees out here.
So I turn it on, and it looks like I'm having a bonfire. I think it's smoking. So I'm cooking these eggs, smelling dog hair.
What the fuck did the dogs get up there? How did they?
Here's more. So the dog bowl full of water is empty. So it's like I'm free made. You know, he wakes up, he takes a poo. Hey, Rob, go upstairs and get me some toilet paper. Hey, Rob, put some water in the dog bowl. I mean, you don't need to hold your sauce, too? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the dogs jump up there to get water out of the
You know what? I just realized this now. Like, when did you get that hat?
I've had this for a while.
Have you?
I bought it for him.
Oh, is that the thin blue line one? Or?
No, this is the first responder, EMT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I bought him that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be one of those douchebags that like fucking join like the veteran groups on Facebook and be like, "Hey guys, what's basic like?" Shit like
No. This is
It's too bad you couldn't go to basic training like during the fucking winter, dude. Especially in Oklahoma, you would have had fucking fun out there, dude. Let me tell you my experience. When did you go through? What time? What months?
January to July.
Oh, so you hit
June.
So you hit Missouri fucking winter at its peak.
Spring and summer.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I went summer. Went August all the way to January.
This
That's probably why I was
so
Let me tell you something, dude. Fucking negative 20 with wind chill. The Midwest is a fucking different beast, bro. What other states have you like gone to visit? Or have you ever been outside of California much? Because I know for me, the only other state I went to was fucking Nevada, and like that's like Reno. That's it. Before joining the
So you know, I think a year or two ago there was an eclipse that happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I made a road trip. I hit Utah, Nevada, Wyoming, Idaho, and Yellowstone. What's it? What Yellowstone?
That's in Montana.
So I hit Montana too. Those are the states.
Well, actually, Yellowstone hits a couple states.
It was Montana.
I think it even hits Wyoming.
Yeah, I think it's Wyoming, Montana.
Yeah, so those
You made a
states.
road trip out of a fucking eclipse?
Yeah, it only happened. solar eclipse.
Solar eclipse.
So check it out. It's an eclipse that the sun gets fully covered and you have to be under the and all you see is a fucking ring. Beautiful. It's crazy.
I know an eclipse.
Well, I think Infinity makes one, right?
The next one is
Infinity. No, it's a Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi? Yeah, okay.
But anyway,
I think Paul Walker drove one in the first Fast and Furious.
and only that, but it was like my grandpa. Grandpa's like father figure, so.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I like that kind of shit.
So they have to bring in.
So how did we go from the Midwest?
Yeah.
How did we go from the Midwest to fucking Montana?
We did like this.
Montana considered Midwest? I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
We went around.
Montana considered?
We went through like this.
Canada.
Down.
So like I spent a few years in Kansas, and let me just tell you,
You're in Riley, right?
yeah, and let me just tell you, dude, like the fucking Midwest weather, and it's too bad that you couldn't get the full experience of like a winter out there, because one time,
What'd you prefer, summer or winter?
winter. I hate the heat, man. Now I hate the fucking heat. I have bad experiences with it. Because I actually fought for my country, and so like the heat fucking, I have bad experiences with it. I never got to the point where I needed an enema, but I've been close to passing out quite a few times from like 120 plus degrees.
Those are delicious. You get them at the sushi, sushi places.
Oh, enemas? Yeah.
But anyway,
but like one time in basic training, and people could make fun about basic training stories and all they want. So they don't do this shit anymore, and I viewed that I kind of went through right when it was like phasing out of like hardcore basic training into like now softer basic training. Because like one time like two troops were fucking having a fight in the barracks, and so the CQ's drill sergeant got pissed off, and obviously mass punishment for everyone. Summer PTs, stand out in formation, fucking 10 o'clock at night, and minus 20 wind chill. Yeah, bro. That fucking sucked, bro.
Well, Jacob was like, dude,
Happened with some basics, but for something stupid. The drill sergeant on purpose turned on one of the alarms, and there was a blizzard happening outside.
That's smart! Oh my god, that's fucking smart.
So we're in flip-flops, shower shoes, summer PTs, because that's how you sleep, the summer PTs.
Yeah.
And we're out there fucking freezing. I can remember just with my battle buddies, male, female, just trying to cuddle up like fucking as close as we can because we're dying. And here's the drill sergeant. I forgot her name, Greer. Drill sergeant Greer. She was a bitch.
Did you have a drill sergeant Prado? No.
Because how long are they on the trail?
2 years. At least minimum. You can extend for a third.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2-year requirement. I wanted to be drilled so bad.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it so bad.
I think you would have been a good one.
Oh, dude.
I would have fucked people.
I would have, if I got in, I would have been at the time where I had to hand out hugs. Because one of my real good friends, he's drilled right now, and his first sergeant is like trying to, one of those guys who wants to fucking hug the privates and shit like that. But I get it, because like a lot of shit is like happening, and there's like a transition of the mentality of new soldiers coming in, so it's like different. But like when I came in, dude, I had a drill sergeant that would like,
what do you mean hug?
Like give you a fucking hug, like, you know what I mean? It's like not like. Okay, I'll say metaphorically, metaphor hug, as in like they're fucking making it soft. Yeah, they're making it soft.
They are.
Like when I came in, I used to have a drill sergeant that, like, so we were in the old barracks there out there. You guys had those fucking
our starships.
Yeah, you guys were in the starship. You guys had the fucking bunks that would like open up and like. No, you didn't have those. Okay, so I was in like I was in barracks like Full Metal Jacket. Like you're fucking head to toe and you're on the fucking like steel beds, you know, the
what battalion were you?
I was in 795.
Okay, I was 787.
The only guys came in like 5 years apart. So you guys, we were in the old ass barracks,
trailer park,
where you guys would remember 795. Let me say this. For us, the Starship at 787 was fucking high tech. Ours wasn't. Ours has been there since the fucking like 60s. Yeah. And anyway, what was I getting at with this one? Anyway, so I used to have a drill sergeant, and he would. So it was 3 levels of the barracks, and so he would stand out in the corner of the hallway where like the stairs would be, because like you would go down the hall, you would enter the stairwell, and then like drop down and run out to like formation every fucking morning, 20,000 times a day. And he used to stand out with his pocket knife open and right there in the corner of the stairwell, and he would tell privates all the time, I hope one of you motherfuckers will run into me. I hope one of you will run into me. And I've seen him quite a few times where like a private would run up to try to tell him something, and then he'd pull out his fucking pocket knife and he'd open up and he'd say, Private, get out of my fucking kill radius. And like, oh dude, all the fucking time, dude. One dude got punished, and like he had to carry a 5-gallon water jug in his A bag and carry it on his back. And so one of the drill sergeants came up and was going to fucking cut the bag and have it drop, in the middle of the chow hall. Missed and got him right in the hand. And he was bleeding, and he yelled at him and said, you don't bleed in my fucking chow hall, go stand outside in fucking formation. Stood out there, yeah, fuck yeah. Dude. No one fucking squealed on the drill sergeants and all. It's not like they were fucking the soldiers either, but they were hard as fuck, bro. First sergeant, first sergeant was a reservist, and he'd been drilled for God knows how long, and so he got to be a first sergeant of
an active duty,
of a basic training company.
Yeah.
And one time he fucked us up, and I think it was the one and only time he really fucked us up. It was really to establish dominance. But like after combatives, that combatives shit that you do at the beginning, and made us all stand in that fucking tent, dude, and do rifle PT. Yeah. And that's the shit, like holding it out, fucking
question. When you guys were doing that, were the drill sergeants kind of like doing bets, having the privates call out each other, beat the living shit out of each other?
Oh yeah,
that's what happened with us.
We did call outs.
So
our first squad leader used to have call outs on the squad.
So we were doing the bugles that day, and the drill sergeants all mingled up. We're all waiting for formation, and then they told us to go to our platoons. It was just a big mass formation, and they're like, all right, motherfuckers, start calling them out. I already know which ones you have beef with. I already know what happens in the barracks. Just we would have guys wait at the door to hear to see if the drill sergeants are coming up, and we'll have 2 guys beef it out in the fucking bathroom. Just man to man thing. And the drill sergeants allowed people to call each other out and just beat the living shit out of each other. So that happened, and we're having a good time with it. I called out somebody, they beat the living shit out of me, or I beat the living shit out of them, and then First Sergeant came in. And I've never seen this guy. First Sergeant Barnhill, really good guy, really good First Sergeant, but tough as nails. He was so furious that the drill sergeants were doing this, and I guess just because of the time of the change that was going through in the army, they weren't allowed to do that shit. So what happened was the commander came in as well. He was a dick. He smoked the living shit out of the drill sergeants in front of us.
Oh, that's bad.
And then we had to get it because we saw that.
Never fucking do that, bro.
I didn't know anything. I'm new to this.
Yeah, I know.
So we got punished. And it's funny you said we did rifle PT. They're like, go grab your fucking rifles. We had them on the TP, and we grabbed the rifle, and we're just in there for an hour, sweating our ass off. It was miserable, and we didn't even get to finish our pupils. They just fucking let us fucking train to death, and then.
At one point, I thought about doing that to my team leaders when I was a squad leader, fucking them up right in front of the Joes. But then I kind of I sat back and I thought about it. I'm like, man, if I do that, I'm really taking away their power.
Yeah.
And I'm taking away their authority.
And
it's one of the wrongest fucking things, man. Because the biggest thing that you need to do, especially with drill sergeants, is that. Well, really, sergeants of all kinds. Really, it's either if you're going to fuck up a sergeant, you mass everyone, you mass punish it, right? So like like a squad leader I had, he would fuck us all up, you know, and he wouldn't single, you know, he'd never fuck up a sergeant or something like that, or one of his team leaders individually, or if it would be just an ass chance behind closed doors.
Shit, I wish Hall was there. I would have asked him about that.
Oh,
too.
Well, yeah, you could ask Hall about one of the times that I fucked him up too. Him and some of your fucking battle buddies went to basic with.
We had a couple guys ago.
One time, dude, we piggybacked on one of the sister companies on a range, and it was me and this guy Holloway and another staff sergeant, and we were like the NCOs that were like on like rear D, that like we were in charge, we were fucking head honchos, and so like these guys were not like standing up at parade rest when they were fucking being referred to, you know, talked to. And these guys are like brand new out of basics. So I still have this fucking mentality of, you know, I spent my entire military career with this really hard mentality. Anyway, and like really made us look like shit, dude. And so like I didn't fuck them up out there at the range. I didn't fuck them up out there in front of the other company. I waited till we got back. I took him back in the wood line with me and Holloway. I cleared it with Staff Sergeant Murray. And I said, like, hey, their fucking lack of respect towards these people, you know, towards the other NCOs, I didn't appreciate it, and so we're going to fucking fix it. And so I had them all in the fucking circle, dude, and I said, all right, you know, fucking push-ups, fucking front back goes, I fucked them all up. One time, and Hall will remember this, we did a recall, no, it was just that we were like a ready force.
For QRF.
Yeah, QRF. The helicopter crash bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, and so we just did like a call in. Don't come in uniform. It was like 9 o'clock at night, so reasonable hour, I guess. And it was on a Saturday, I think it was. Maybe it was Saturday. No, Friday. It's okay for me to talk about it now because I can't get in trouble for it, but because you can't call them in on weekends, you know, on off-duty times. But anyway, so called them all in, and do you know Magana? Raul Magana?
How long was he?
He came in with you guys. I mean, him and Homer.
I was in Germany.
Well, basic training I'm talking about.
Ghana.
Raul, short kid.
So wait, where were you two together?
Huh?
Which area were you two connected?
Well, he came out here after Germany. He got restationed out here.
I was here.
Yeah. Anyway, so a lot of the guys are under 21, and so when we did the recall, my buddy Holloway, interesting story. Anyway, you know, spelled alcohol on this guy, on this kid. So, and I was like, hey, barracks guys, and I'm talking, did you fucking see him? You know, you were supposed to be on dry status, and he was under 21 at the time. This kid ended up having somewhat of an alcohol problem, and like, did you see him fucking drink alcohol? And, you know, Private Williams would be like, yeah, I did. And did you? Yeah. So you all fucking knew, and you didn't fucking say anything to us, nor did you fucking put him in check. I spent 2 fucking hours fucking them up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, you know, if they're fucking up, you either say something or you put them in fucking check. And I'm like, you can't just bullshit us and if you're drinking and shit in the barracks when you shouldn't be, and shit like that. And then after that, because like I was still kind of like that young gun-ho sergeant, I call it young sergeant syndrome, or you know, like when you first get promoted to sergeant, you think you're fucking on top of the world and you just want to fuck everyone up and want to have the most, everyone fucking give you the ultimate. Everyone has this syndrome, man. Everyone that becomes E5, at least most people, I think. Because I spent my first year as a sergeant on a team where I was a fucking gunner downrange, so like I wasn't in charge of anything. Just the communications for my squad. Anyway, so like I felt like I had a lot to prove, so I was fucking up, and so like I got to the point where I just stopped fucking people up, and only on extreme conditions where I'd fuck someone up. And when I was a squad leader, and I made it a good point where if I'm going to fuck someone up, I got to save my ass, I'm doing the fucking workout with them. you know? So at one point I started doing like, hey, if I want to make you do push-ups, I want to be doing the push-ups with you, because here's the thing: if they come down on me with UCMJ or any kind of NJP and say that like, hey, you know, you shouldn't, you're hazing them, I'm like, I can't. That wasn't hazing. I was doing the exercise too. So that was kind of like the middle ground of like, because like you said, like I said before, you know, that was like trying to soften up, and then now that you can't fucking smoke soldiers anymore. Back when I first came in, man, squad leader.
So how do they break the?
Oh, dude, bro, even in basic training, hey, you fuck up and you get caught with your pecker in another private. Oh, hey, sit you off. We're gonna counsel you. Yep, paper trail. Instead of correcting the problem by fucking you up and making you sweat that shit out and make you learn from your mistakes, from physical pain, from what they used to call it coping. It's corrective action through physical exertion, COPE, right? That's what it used to be. Now they're going to fucking make a paper trail where that shit will follow you and it can fucking come back, bite you in the ass, and fucking get you kicked out. You're not going to have to worry about that because you're going to be in reserves, but in active duty it was fucking like that. Where like, if I caught a soldier drinking underage, I would just fuck him up. I would just take him out and I'd fucking make him sweat that shit out. Now they want you to be like, oh, we got to go through the steps, dude. And, you know, put it all on paper.
Like you said, it shows that there's no discipline. They're not going to learn their lesson.
No.
And it's true that punishment does work.
I agree.
I got in trouble one time because when I was, and I'll admit this, I don't give a fuck. I used to drink underage all the time when I was in the Army. I was 20 years old when I got back from Iraq, so I fucking was drinking every fucking weekend. My leadership knew, you know, because I'd fucking make hints, you know, but, you know, I never went out and got in trouble, you know, and I fucking did it in a manner where I stayed in my barracks or I didn't fucking drive and shit like that. I wasn't fucking crazy about it. And so they never got into my ass about it. One time my platoon sergeant did a room inspection and caught a whole handle of fucking liquor and 18 beers and then asked me who the fuck was it, and I blamed it on my roommate that was fucking 21 years old, who I didn't fucking like in the first place. And so I didn't budge. I said, it's not mine. It's not mine. You know, and then the other guy was saying it's not his. No, I didn't get in trouble. Literally, my team leader was a specialist, and he was across. He was the next room across, an NCO room, and he took possession of the alcohol, and then I went back and got it back. So, you know, like it was a different mentality, you know. But the one time I did get fucked up. One time. This is a funny story, man. I said this at one of my interviews one time when I was trying to get into the force up here. I probably shouldn't have said it, but I was being honest. I was, you know, what was the harshest punishment you ever got while drinking? And I told him, hey, this is what happened. One time, we had gone out to a range on the Friday prior, and one of the other specialists, one guy we didn't like a lot, he went into a corporal's assault bag and stole an energy drink and drank it. He stole it, basically, right? So me and my buddies, my drinking buddies, we got fucked up on a Saturday night, like we always do, Friday night, Saturday night. In one of their rooms. We stayed at the barracks, always. You know, and so we were calling him up, the corporal. Oh, I got it. And so we were like, hey, you know, we'll fucking get him back, man. You know, and like, and my battle buddy that I love with all my heart, dude, my first battle buddy ever in Iraq, and God bless his soul. I haven't talked to him in a while, but been good friends with him. You know, he used to have a record for shitting in someone's car. He shit in the truck bed of another sergeant, prior. And so, like, I was like, we were like, yeah, hey man, we'll fucking shit on his car, you know, we're fucking dumb, we're drunk as fuck. And so we were like, okay, who's got one cooking? And I'm like, fuck man, I do. So we took an 8-piece plastic bag, dude, and I shit in this plastic bag, bent over the fucking not the toilet, but the bathtub. And so I put on gloves, and I went outside to his car, and I, you know, inverted the fucking bag and smeared my shit on his car, like underneath his door handle, underneath his fucking windshield wiper. No, this was another specialist, another fucking, you know, dick bag douchebag in our unit.
So no one liked him?
No one liked him, no. And so, because we told the corporal, we're like, hey, we'll get him back for you for stealing your fucking energy drink. And so, like, next morning comes out, man, and he's fucking knocking on everyone's door, the other soldiers. Hey, man, did you see anyone? Like, someone shit on my car, and I'm like, fuck, really? You know, like, he's all like, there's 3 of us in this barracks building that know what happened, you know, and he went to everyone, and you know, everyone said on the same story. Monday morning, motor pool Monday comes up.
Fast.
And one of my good friends, Van Hoover, and he got sergeant pretty early. Basically got sergeant right after we came back from Iraq. And he was kind of like one of those old school guys too. Loved the guy. I mean, like, tremendous, smart dude, bro. Very understanding. Anyway, he took us all aside, bro. He knew who the fuck, you know, like us 3. And he said, one of you shit on Potter's car. Who the fuck was it? And so my bad buddy died me out, man. He said, you know, right in front of me, man. But I can't be mad at the guy. You know, I can't, because, like, here's the one thing about Collins is that I really appreciate him for it, and everyone loves it, because, like, you know, he would fucking bend over backwards for you, you know, and he would fucking kill someone for you, or he would fucking, you know, whatever. But, like, one thing that he's not is a fucking liar that much, you know? Yeah. So I couldn't be mad at the guy, and so, you know, and so I was like, yeah, I did it. He's like, okay, and so this is what my corrective action was. You go to Potter, you tell him that it was you, and then you tell Potter that he's got the right to do whatever the fuck he wants with you. And so I went up to him and I said, hey, man, and I fucking manned up to it, you know, because I got caught, whatever. And so I said, hey, you know, I'm the one that shit on your car. And he said, it cost me, what did he say? It cost me $40 to get my car cleaned, so I want 40 minutes of your time. Basically, you know, the fucking smoking, right?
Was he cool about it?
Oh yeah, he was cool about it. And so, like, you know, I kind of, when he was like dusting me off, it was on the balcony. Oh, dude, by the way. And so, like, these barracks that we were at, these barracks have been here for like 150 years.
Is this Riley?
Yeah, Riley. So it's like these old stone buildings. And so I was on the balcony, you know, doing my lunges and getting fucking smoke by him right in front of the office. No, not in front of battle. No. And so the platoon knows at this point, you know, my platoon sergeant knows, all the fucking squad leaders know. And so First Sergeant had released the company, and so I'm up there getting dusted off, and First Sergeant comes up to the office as I'm getting fucking smoked, and he's like, why the fuck is Lewis doing lunges out? Why is he getting smoked out there? You know, and they're like, well, because he shit on Potter's car First Sergeant. And so he's like, and walks off. And that's it. That's it, man. I mean, like, back in that day, like, if you fucked up, they just fucked you up for it, you know? And it'd be like First Sergeant was, because he was one of those fucking former infantry, had to reclass to 31 Bravo, and he was a master jump dude, and he was a great guy. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I talk to him not all the time, but you know, he periodically. Yeah, awesome guy, man. And oh yeah. Oh, he shit on Potter's car, and then walked off. But now, dude, they'll put that shit. You'll get chaptered out for shit like that now. You know?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. Like.
So were you guys cool after that?
Oh, no one was cool with Potter. Fuck no, dude. Then I became corporal and I outranked the motherfucker. And I found out that he threw trash, like his own trash in the laundry room. I took the master key, I opened up his fucking room, and I took that trash bag. You know, the reason why I knew it was his trash bag, because he ordered fucking Domino's and his name was still on the fucking side of the box. So I unloaded the entire trash bag in his fucking room. When he wasn't there. Yeah. And then I walked up to him, and then I got chewed out by my platoon sergeant.
Was he like one dick?
Yeah, dude. He was like a piece of shit, dude. Like
didn't care. Was just supposed to.
No, man. You'll find out when you get in. There's just like weird people that just don't click with the majority of, you know. Not that, like, in all honesty, was he like a criminal or a bad guy, but he was just like he wasn't there, you know.
We had a few.
I'm hoping my HL helps me a lot.
I don't know how the reserves is.
Well, he has to go through basic with everyone else.
There's a lot of interesting people.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of fuck. You'll find out.
You're gonna know who you like. You're gonna know who you're gonna hate.
When you were saying the basic, like you guys used to have a fight club, we did.
Okay, I wouldn't say that.
Well, whatever, it's semantics. But like what we used to do is like if someone was mouthing off or was a real fucking problem, we did a blanket party on them. And like I kept telling him, like a couple times, I told him like you get him in the shower because it's already wet on the floor, he's butt ass naked. But no, we got two guys in the middle of the night, and I'm just blanket partying. Two of them. Drill sergeants do.
Of course they enjoy it.
Yeah. Because like one of the drill sergeants that we had, he was an old school guy and been deployed in Iraq fucking like 3-4 times or whatever, and he had the mentality. He was the E7, obviously. He was the platoon daddy. And his mentality was like, I'm not going to yell at you guys, I'm not going to fuck you up, but the moment that you guys fuck up, he's like, I'm going to unleash the dog on you, which was the E6, and which we had two, and they were fucking ruthless, So he'd kind of keep him up on a leash, but like if we fucked up, dude, he'd like, hey, I'm not here, you guys fucked up, I'll trade my trust or whatever. But some of the stuff he would do on purpose to see if we would police ourselves, and we did.
What was his name?
Warner, Drill Sergeant Warner, Sergeant First Class Warner. Dude, tremendous respect for that dude. Like the epitome of what I when I wanted to be everything like him, dude. Like the guy was fucking smart, and because I came in as a fat body. Obviously, I'm a fat body now, and like I couldn't run for shit, dude. I didn't exercise for dick until I came in. And he told me specifically, he's like, you know what? If it wasn't, if you as a soldier were based off of physical ability and not heart, you'd be fucking kicked out. And he's like, but there's no one with like more heart than you. And I'm like, fuck, man. Yes, Drill Sergeant. Thank you, Drill Sergeant.
There's an article I have, and a senior NCO. I forget what he said, but kind of like what you said. If the Army were to focus on what a soldier's aspects are, conducting the mission, accomplishing it, and doing their tasks and duties, instead of focusing how many push-ups they can do, the Army would be a much better place.
It would.
I got to put on. Yeah. I think as far as of course. Have a different outlook of there, but as far as the physical aspect, a lot of the combat focused MOS, combat support, you need that physical activity, or you need that physical fitness to complete your job.
Let me tell you this. Completing the mission is 10% physical, 9% mental. That's what I believe. Because you can be as fucking physically fit. You could do fucking 200 push-ups in 2 minutes. That fucking body's not going to stop a bullet. It's what's your heart and what's inside what you have is what's going to fucking save you.
How about this? Now, let's say someone's super big, out of shape, and you're in Afghanistan. A lot of heat. Who's going to fall out first? The dude that's really big and overweight and can't carry his own.
You know
what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got that. But
still something that can still put the weight, but also get more effort.
I think there needs to be a healthy balance.
Of course there is. And I get it from what you're saying because you're no offense, gym rat, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. So here's the thing is that if you have brains and physical, dude, you'll fucking own the Army. You'll own it.
He said he sold me.
You'll be command sergeant major or sergeant major in the Army within 25 years, just like Dan Daly. That dude can he fucking believes in PT. But however, there are just people out there that you'll find out that it's not about physical ability. You'll see some of the Green Berets up here at first group. They can have a gut and they can fucking be physically fit. But what makes them fucking worth it to not get kicked out is what the languages that they know and how they work.
Not necessarily that you could have a fucking gut and still be physically fit. I'm not talking about some gosh darn superstar, like super flexible model, freaking BS. Yeah, talking about someone that can.
Yeah, I get it. I know.
Like Mihalis. Yeah. He's a big guy, but he has a lot of muscle. No, Matt can't run 2 yards without breathing. But Jacob.
Look at look at. I want you to look up someone. His name is Master Sergeant Benavides, I believe his name is. He's a Medal of Honor recipient. Okay. He received the Medal of Honor for his actions in Vietnam. And the guy here, I can show you a picture. I don't. Do they give you guys like a book to read?
Blue book?
Not a blue book, not out here, but a book like a soldier's book, soldier book.
Yeah, it's called a blue book.
No, the blue book was here.
No, the blue book is basic.
I know. I had a white book, and it was like probably like 100 pages.
Like a manual?
It was written by the Austrian guy, the Russian guy.
Oh, that book.
Yeah.
Fucking what's his name?
Kind of like
Funny story about the guy. The guy was a child molester. Did you know that? Yeah.
I don't know. What was his name?
Baron von Steuben.
Yeah.
He
He helped create an army.
So.
Gay.
That's how you spell his name.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
No shit.
He was actual betrayer too. This guy right here. Right Benavides. Right. See, take a look at the guy. This is what he received his Medal of Honor. But was it Reagan that gave it to him?
Is he still in there?
No.
He's been dead for 20 years. Anyway, this guy right here, and I'll give you a quick synopsis about him. So he was deployed to Vietnam the first time, and I don't remember what his original MOS was. And he had a landmine, broken both of his legs, and basically was like paralyzed for some time. And while he was in the army hospital, he at the middle of the night, he would spend his time jumping out, like crawling out of bed and crawling on the floor, trying to get his legs to move again. He learned how to walk again. Deployed once he was fit and clear to go to be back on active duty. He was able to get on special forces. And while he was monitoring the radio on his second deployment to Vietnam, he heard of a helicopter crash. When the medevac went out there, he hopped on the medevac, got out there, shot fucking at least. He killed fucking a good number of Viet Cong, dude. He fucking, and he was shooting them up, and he got hit with frag grenades, he got frag shrapnels, he got shot like 5 times, I think. And he pulled the people out of the helicopter. They died, but he pulled their bodies out, and then he saved the other guys that went out into the jungle. And yeah, dude, and so like amazing fucking story about this guy. But when it comes to like Medal of Honor recipients, this is the first one that always comes to my mind. But like again, you know, it's you'll find out. Like, I'm not saying that physical endurance and stamina is not important. It's absolutely physical, absolutely important. But you'll find strong motherfuckers that think they're the baddest motherfucker on the earth, and then they'll fucking crack when it comes down to standing out in fucking -20, or they'll crack when it comes down to like, you know, life or death or some shit. You know. And so that's why I'm saying that, like, when it comes to completing the mission, it's 90% mental or 90% heart and 10% physical. I'm not saying that physical is not required; it's absolutely required. But you'll find that when the adrenaline pumps, man, you'll be able to fucking do more than you thought you would do. And anyway, interesting story about it. But no, I get your point, and I do agree. And I've had soldiers where. You know, kid was smart. You know, dude was. Oh man, his mother died in a car crash when he was younger. He was raised basically by his grandmother. He bought the same kind of car that his mother died in, a Dodge Charger. And like 18 years old, dude. This guy, I literally shit you not. We made him do a PT test in full uniform in IOTV. Got a 300. This dude can fucking run. This dude was, you know, smart, short. Dude was smart. The only thing that fucked him up was that is that he kept getting in trouble. He kept getting fucking speeding tickets. He got caught coming in at fucking day shift drunk because he was under 21, and it was the people that he was hanging out with. Yeah, it is. You know, I tried my hardest, man. I didn't want to be a dick to this guy because like this was like near the end of my career, where like I'm kind of like getting older and grumpy, and I wasn't really smoking fucking people that much, and you know, I told him, I said, man, you are defined by who you choose to hang around with. You know, because you can find yourself quickly mission incapable because of one bad weekend. And it's because of the new army now, you know, they put the shit on paper. Because if it was me and he showed up drunk on the fucking duty, I would have just fucked him up, dude. But we had to fucking go through. So you know what I mean? So
I'm pretty sure there's rubies. They're dying in the fucking.
There are.
It's so weak that if you're gonna what's the new punishment called? Corrective action. They call it corrective action.
It was always called.
No, there's a term for corrective action. You're only allowed to do
the five repetitions of the exercise. That's PRT or whatever. Yeah, I used to. So like I got around with it by like telling them to hold position in the front kneeling rest, or I tell them to go down and then they have to hold it all down. But then I got smart about it too, and so like I said, if you do the corrective action with them, you're not going to get in trouble for it. You're not. If you say like, hey, do push-ups, and I'm doing push-ups with you, like, hey, was it hazing? No, it can't be hazing if I was doing it. Man, you know, well,
you need to have that.
There's a lot of good people in the military still, and as I've told other people before in my life, is you know, sometimes I trust sinners more than I trust people that are straight arrows. Because like they know both sides of the aspect of the bad, of the good, and so like, and I find that like people that do like the backdoor bullshit, you know, not all of them. There's some of them, you know, that would just cover their battle buddies, cover you, you know, and cover themselves, and, you know, like so like for I probably shouldn't talk about this part, but I'll tell you guys after. But you know, that's the way I see it. You know?
I mean, I think same with cops. I think they should not necessarily ease up on more restrictions of getting in and having a super clean background. But it pays to have the guy that's kind of been there shit and have the 5 years of being good and clean. Then he knows what's on the other side. When he pulls someone over or he's dealing with aliens.
You're able to empathize with
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of want people that are from the city.
I think that's important.
Yeah,
I think they should implement that.
Because like here's the thing, like a lot of counselors, you know, they're former drug addicts, they're fucking they're felons and shit like that. I've met guys that like teach alcohol dependency classes, and he did 39 years in quitting. But like, who's going to give that fucking information more clear than someone that's been down that road before, you know?
For sure.
So you know, it gives you an eye opener of like what, you know, like if you keep fucking up, then this is the path that you're going down, you know. And someone has to do the punishment, and sometimes you just can't fucking you can't reach people, man. The hardest thing that I found out in the military, and especially with this kid that I was talking about, that was like a fucking PT stud, smart as fucking, you know, sharp as an arrow. Dude, and I told him so many times, I'm like, you can fucking own the army. Just drop the fucking douchebags that you keep hanging out with. And bro, like he got so showing up drunk. We went up to the battalion.
What was it?
MP. Yeah, and he was getting his field grade, and yeah, he got a field grade for it. You know, 45, and he did. I don't think, did he get forfeiture? Yeah, he did get forfeiture. Paying allowances, half pay for 2 months.
What?
Yeah, that's so okay. Anyway, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But But like, and I found this out, and I've seen this shit happen so many times, man. And so we're in the fucking battalion commander's office, and you know, she has to go through her shit, you know, and say, you know, this is what you're being charged with. You have these rights, you know, blah blah blah. And then, you know, how do you want to take it? You know, okay, I'll take the NJP is basically what he said. And so Sergeant Major was there, Lopez. I don't, you know, Sergeant Major was, yeah. And so he, you know, she asked, and so it was me as a squad leader, platoon sergeant, first sergeant in there. Asked the soldier to leave. Asked us what, you know, laid the fate out for this kid, you know, in our hands. Said, what do you think, you know, first sergeant, what do you think? Oh, you know, chapter him out. Platoon sergeant, you know, first thing out of his fucking mouth, you know, I'll start the paperwork tomorrow. And then asked me, and I said, I don't think you should fucking let this guy out at all. And I said, I laid it out. To me, in my opinion, I didn't give a fuck about the way even my leadership looked at me. I laid it out. I said, this guy is a 300 PT stud. He's fucking smart. And I said, I think that it would be a detrimental loss to this unit and its readiness if you lose him. And I said, I know that he can bounce back from this. I know it. You know, and I said the only shortfall that this guy has is that he's hanging out with douchebags and guys that are getting chaptered out for for failed drug tests and shit like that. You know. And I laid it out, man. I was the last one to speak on that, and then and so basically, battalion commander left it out to the sergeant major. We went to sergeant major's office. And he told the guy, he's like, I'm not going to bullshit you. He's like, I have enough to like fucking chapter you out. And he's like, if it wasn't for Sergeant Lewis right here, who really took the fucking sword for you, and he really fucking stood out for you, he's like, I'm not going to chapter you out. And that's all it took, dude. Just fucking me saying it. Just little E5, dude. And then, like, he's like, just get on the fucking up and up, do your fucking 45, and then, you know, and then, yeah, continue on. You know what they ended up chaptering the guy over?
So you
got chaptered out anyway, and it was because of he got another fucking speeding ticket or some shit like that. He got pulled over with a suspended license. So what they did is that they went back to his previous that showing up drunk on duty, and they chaptered him out for that. And I didn't have any influence on that because I was already on my way out.
Oh, okay. So if you weren't, it would have made you look fucking shitty.
Oh man, it didn't make it look too shitty, dude. I mean, like,
just the aspect of it.
It was, and that's the thing. You'll find out is that it's like, and they told him like, just don't fuck up again, man. Don't fuck up again. And you know, he got like another, I think, reckless driving, or he had his license suspended, or some shit like that. And because of the license suspended, they just brought back the previous charges of it because like there is a what do they call it? You know, there's like a time window where they can charge you for a crime after you've committed it.
Oh yeah, I forgot what that's called.
Anyway, they can bring back shit from like a year prior and boot you out for it. Yep, get them out. That's what they did, and I was like, fuck, dude. It's like I'm sorry. You know, I'm like, and I kept telling him, dude, I'm like, you know, I kept putting my fucking dick out on the table for you, man.
Did you ever say that for that? Stick it up for him?
No. Even after him getting his rank pulled, I pulled the rank off of my chest and gave it to him. And I said, because like I felt bad. I felt really bad. Because I really tried my best with this kid. It just kept getting shit on left and fucking right.
So why'd you do it?
And I gave it to him because I told him it was a symbol. You know, I said I felt like we both, you know, lost our rank in there. I'm like, I felt really bad, man. It's because like I felt like I kind of let you down too. You know, it's like. Because like when he came in and he blew drunk, showing up for, you know, patrol, I think it was, and showed up at the guard mount drunk, and so the OJT sergeant in charge, you know, pulled him aside because he smelled alcohol and had him blow, and then, you know, drunk on, there's nothing that we can do at that point, you know. The PMO's going to charge him anyway, and so and I'm like, because I knew who the fuck he was with, and I asked him specifically, like, who the fuck were you with last night? And he didn't want to say it. And I looked him right in the face, got right in his face. I'm like, you don't fucking have to say it. I'm like, follow me. And so I went down to the CQ and I said, hey, CQ, grab that fucking master key. And I need to go check on this other soldier. Knocked on the door 3 times, no one answered. Got right in, knocked on his door, specifically inside his barracks room. And the guy he was with showed up fucking drunk. And I looked right into his refrigerator. Under the age of 21, had a fucking 30 rack of cores in there, and I said, "You fucking follow me too." I got them both. They both got in trouble for it, but I knew who the fuck he was with, and so I wanted to make sure that the other guy was going to fucking fall down for it too. He didn't get killed.
All that talk in the barracks, travel, people, which really not hanging out with. Yeah.
Trouble says.
Oh, dude, PNN. They still call it that?
Yeah. Barracks lawyers. What was the
other thing?
Yeah. What was the other thing that you were talking about? Like they would do that shit. I said, we'll get back to it.
Half pay.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing about military punishment. You have to understand, and now that I say barracks lawyer shit, here's some barracks lawyer information for you.
Yeah.
Right. Go in knowing your rights, and I would suggest that you're probably not going to catch yourself in this kind of trouble being in the reserves, but if you're active duty, and I always used to tell people this all the time, always request the fucking the court martial, unless there's
you're talking about something serious.
No, because that's on sometimes the NJP doesn't follow. Okay, so here's the thing when it comes to military law that you must understand. A company commander has a right to punish you. It's called a summarized Article 15, right? A company commander, which could be an 03 or an 04, or sometimes even an 02 or 01, depending on the situation. An 01 to 03 is called a company grade officer, or company officer, right? And so they have the right to punish you with a 14, and reduction of rank of one rank from E4 and below. So like only if you're E4 and below can they take your rank, and it's only one reduction, and they can only put you on extra duty and restriction for 14 days. They can't take your pay. Now you have field grade officers, which are 04 to 06. So a major to a colonel. And that's called a field grade Article 15. Now these are all considered non-judicial punishment, which is not considered a felony or a misdemeanor, and is not going to follow you in any sense of the way besides just on counseling papers and military records. Maybe that shit gets put out every 5 years, thrown out. Or 5 or 10. And they can instill punishment of 45 days of extra duty, 45 days of restriction, extra duty. So like you're off duty at 1700, you'll be continuing work until 2200 every day for 45 days. And then on Saturday, and then on non-duty days, it'll be from 9 to 9, or 9 to 1700, some shit like that.
Sundays are half days.
Only if you claim it. If you don't claim it, then they don't have to honor it. And then they can forfeit your pay for 2 months, half pay for 2 months. Now, when you go to a court martial, you have the right of being tried by a judge, which is usually a lieutenant colonel and above, or you have the right to judge by tried by jury, which could be all officers, or if you're enlisted, it's half officers, half enlisted. And then you can receive years, and then that shit is going to follow you because that's considered either a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on the crime. Now, the reason why I say that, like, when it comes to the smaller offenses, that they're going to put you on a field grade Article 15, that I kept telling people, I'm like, unless there's like really an enormous amount of evidence that proves you that you were wrong, always request a field grade. Always request the court martial, because 9 times out of 10 they realize that they don't fucking have enough and it just gets thrown out.
Won't that make you lose a shift from that? You know, smelling your crap and fucking taking care of what you did in the first place?
Let me tell you this. I had a soldier. She was sitting in her barracks. Wife of a soldier came up to her barracks room, knocked on her door, told her, "Hey, get in the car. We're trying to find Nickel right now, and he's out gallivanting around somewhere at the fucking on post." They get into her car. She's driving her. Stops him, you know, as he's driving his car. Wife gets out of the car, starts yelling at him. He beats his wife, smacks her, and fucking gets in the car, drives off. Everyone gets arrested. So, husband and wife gets arrested. Soldier freaks the fuck out that this shit is happening. Goes back to her barracks room, gives me a call. Crying on the phone, I tell her, "Get in your barracks room. Do not fucking answer the door to anyone unless it's Sergeant McMurray or myself." Right? We take her in to the PMO, and she fucking spills her beans and says, like, this is what happened. They stop her, read her rights, and charge her with reckless driving. And like, and because you're not allowed to. It's illegal for you to be in a car and stop someone with your vehicle and pull them over. And so what happened was that she got a field grade Article 15, 45-45, went to court, an actual court out here in Tacoma for the crime, thrown out, dismissed because she didn't commit the crime. See what I'm saying? Is that there's a conflict there because like basically you're sitting up in front of your battalion commander and you're saying, I'm taking the punishment because I don't want this to go to court, and you accept it. So you're saying basically, I'm taking the punishment of 45-45, and so because I don't want to have the possibility of being charged with a misdemeanor.
So I get pencils.
Yeah, it does depend.
Now,
if you go out like at Sergeant Barnes when you shoot fucking Afghans, you know, inside their house, they don't even field grade you for that. Obviously, that goes that goes automatically to a fucking court martial. No, I ran into him at the jail. Yeah.
He's just shooting randomly around.
Oh, you don't know about Staff Sergeant Barnes? Oh, dude, he's doing time in fucking Leavenworth right now. But this dude, he was a squad leader. One of his soldiers got killed by some Afghans. He fucking lost his shit and went out by himself. Went into the local village, knocked down the door, shot an entire and killed an entire family. Came back here, got court-martialed here. Now he's doing time. And then,
well, dude, it goes against the Geneva Convention, ROEs. He just fucking do.
It goes against being a fucking good human being, first of all. But like, I can understand why.
His mentality. Something happening to his mind, maybe his best friend or something. Like some people fucking go start.
Well, you know, it shows out that this guy's been deployed God knows how many times. You have to understand, dude, there was a time where people were like early 2000s that they were deploying to Iraq or Afghanistan, and they fucking come back for like 6 months and then they go right back over again for a year or 15 months. And it just becomes a fucking routine, dude. And once you get into that routine, you think that's what all life is. It's just, hey. Back in the day, dude, it used to be if you caught someone digging on the side of a road, you shot them. Obviously, you can't do that shit now.
You know what their intent was.
Because motherfuckers were getting killed by IEDs left and right. Yeah, and so that used to be ROE. Back when I first was in Iraq, dude, like vehicles, cars couldn't get within like 50 meters within the convoy, and then it changed like that, dude. the SOAP agreement changed, and then they said like, traffic, you can't fucking impede with traffic now. And so it fucked us all up, dude. Like we were like, so, dude, I got back from Iraq, and when I got picked up by my family, in Sacramento, dude, like I was looking out the window, I was fucking like getting in the mode of freaking out of cars getting near us, because like I was so in that mode where if they got within 50 meters, I could shoot them, and then now I'm getting, or I was getting my ass chewed if they did, and. Now I'm coming back and I'm like, fuck, all these cars are getting close and shit. But, I didn't have too much issues. Went away pretty quick.
Well, just like the Eddie's crap. Something you just have to adjust to, right?
Eddie's bullcrap.
And basic training.
Stand at ease.
When frickin' someone wants some guys, at ease, everyone. Because I did that. Came back.
I don't even wear hats, dude. Like, I don't even, like, if I do wear a hat, I automatically just take it off when I walk indoors. Even in civilian clothes, now, I don't even wear hats anymore. I don't fucking like it.
Unless you're you are armed, like MPs, you don't have to take their hats off. Unless it's in a court or a religious.
It doesn't necessarily have to be MPs either. If you are under arms on duty, on any kind of guard duty under arms, you don't have to take your headgear off. It could be anyone really for that. And there's a lot of other rules too and shit.
I don't know. That's why I have the bear story. Shit. Oh, yeah.
I got chewed out one time because I had to do like a guard duty on like our door in Iraq. Like we always had to have a soldier at the entrance of our door because we shared our cop with Iraqi army.
How sketchy was that?
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what, man. The sketchiest shit that I ever had to deal with those guys. I paid $5 for a haircut one time by an Iraqi, and so like they he cut my hair and shit like that. It was like cool, and then he pulled out the straight blade to like straighten my shit up. I got nervous as fuck, bro. Yeah.
At least heated.
What? Heated?
Yeah. The blade and all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like we had to do roving guard outside of our trucks too. Had to switch off by platoons because we didn't want them fucking stealing shit off of our trucks. We had to. We had showers. Luckily, in our building, it was the old Ministry of Defense building.
Isn't Army crap? Like no dissonance and
Their army? Oh, dude, there's fucking, you'll find out foreign national armies, dude. They're fucking way more relaxed and way more. It's just not so.
I remember training the Turkish on basic maneuvering. It was a fucking joke.
Well,
I couldn't imagine these guys in combat.
It's on the way that we're going.
No.
But how relaxed?
No,
not the same.
Really? Yeah, these guys really fucking never figure out so far. It's just like it was just and I'm looking at this and I'm assisting with basic fucking what's the book called? Skill level 1 shit. Battle drill alpha. What's it called?
Well, you got battle drill 1, battle drill 6.
Yeah. Simple shit, basic, man.
Not even that. I don't even think they go through all the battle drills in basic. It's basic soldier requirements. It's like regardless of your MOS, you need to know these tasks. Regardless, because one thing or another, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, everyone's a soldier. So you'll find out that guys that are in comms, they don't know how to do fucking wedge formations or basic L formations of ambushes or whatever. Yeah.
Well, you're a soldier for your job, right?
Yeah, but
you end up dropping
more than you are doing soldiering shit. Sometimes, unless you're infantry or in like combat arms, and you're doing that shit all the time.
But no, I remember training these guys. It was just a joke. I even told my spoilers. I just don't want to doing this. We have to do it. It was stupid. It was really stupid.
I was watching a documentary on it. It was a joke. It's the documentary about our NATO troops or whatever. They're pulling out of Afghanistan and stuff.
Just Afghanistan. NATO's
it was a joke. These guys didn't know what they were gonna like there's Afghan, whatever. Yeah, they were arguing with each other, food, freaking cooking. There's trash everywhere. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll cut this podcast here. I'm dozing, and I gotta.
He has to go. I
got a meeting in the morning.
A meeting in the morning?
Yeah, I'll tell you about after the podcast.
The dog here.
All right. So.
All
right, hey, I want to thank everyone for coming out and watching this, and it'll be uploaded here on YouTube. So hope you all enjoy. Have a great night. God bless.